I tell you, Joe's work is never done. I'm in the bathroom again. Now what's going on with this toilet this time? Seems to flush okay. Now did you happen to see what happened? Look at this here. You see the handle there? It's not popping up, is it? That handle is barely touching the edge of that and it's keeping that down. If you walked away from this toilet, this thing would run all day long. Now, how are we going to fix that? I've tried to mess with this toilet before, and this toilet's about 8 years old, and this is all plastic, and the parts in there are worn and plastic, so I've got an idea that you may never have seen before. I think you got to watch this video. The first thing I got to do is just push up. See, it's just sticking barely. If you play with it enough, you think, okay, maybe it's sticking, maybe it's not. I think it's fine, but then the next time you go and flush it, son of a gun, it's going to do it again, or every other time it flushes, it's going to do it. So I'm going to let this thing fill back up and get ready to get this figured out. I think you're going to like this. Let's see what kind of tools Joe has in his bag of tricks. A pair of electrical cutters and a wood rasp and a pair of pliers. That's how Joe's gonna get this thing fixed. Say what? You heard me. Now here's something you can first do if you've never worked on this toilet before. There's a nut right here, and I know you can't see it because of this edge. You're just going to have to bear with me. There's a nut, plastic nut here, and to get that off, usually, at least the ones on the left-hand side, lots of times this nut is reversible threads. Before you start trying to get it off, by tightening it, when you think you're loosening it, just be careful with it and think about it for a minute. Okay, loosening is that way, or tightening is usually that way. And on this particular one, that's the way I've got to go to loosen it. It seems kind of like an oxymoron, doesn't it? Okay, so now I have it loose. And see, it was almost all the way up anyways. And there's not much give in here. And even if I try to tighten it back down right there, I have a feeling, see, it's still going to stick right there, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to undo this hook off of the flapper, and I've got to loosen this back up again very carefully. I'm going to take this nut off, see? Take this nut off here, and I can slide this out like that. Okay, now what am I going to do? I'm going to cut the back side of this off is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my cutters on that. That way it's not going to hit on there. Okay? Then I can still reuse this. I'm not going back to the store. And funny thing is, you go to the store, you think, oh, I'll just get a new handle, no big deal. They're $5 or $6. What's the big problem? You don't take this one with you. There's about 8 different kind of styles at the store. You're going to be like, uh-oh, which one do I get? You get one thinking it's right, and then you put it in and it doesn't line up exactly right and all that. You know, or you go to the store, you even take this with you. You go to the store and there's not one exactly like this one, you know. That's why I'm going to fix this. There's nothing really wrong with this. This is a plastic nut and everything. And by Joe, I'm going to get it fixed.